Hey guys, it's Vegas Plays here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil Dash, what it could have been. There was an unreleased spin-off to the series called Resident Evil Dash. It was supposed to be released between the first and second games, but got cancelled so it would be hindered to the development of Resident Evil 2. Ironically, that game ended up being delayed anyway. They ditched the original plans and started from scratch, which prompted them to appease fans by releasing Resident Evil 2 demo disc with the director's cut of Resident Evil 1. Dash was set 3 years after the first game in the ruins of the Spencer Mansion. Shortly after development, this game was planned to serve as kind of an in-between game called Resident Evil Dash. Resident Evil Dash was reported to be taking place 3 years after the events of Resident Evil 1. One interview a while back said that the game would feature 2 brand new characters. Later reports say that Dash would see the return of the 2 main characters, Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. They would go to the Spencer Mansion. In Resident Evil Dash, we would play in the ruins of the Spencer Mansion after it got destroyed in Resident Evil 1's ending. The game would also feature new outdoor locations and a secret chamber below the Tyrant's incubation room, experimented on plants. These experiments led to the creation of Plant 42, as seen in Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil Outbreak. Because of the explosion, these plants were released and made it to Raccoon City. The original boss for Resident Evil 2 was known as Golgotha. Golgotha resembled what looks to be an adult plant, BOW, and was said to have Wesker's head at the end of its tail. If there was a secret chamber under the Tyrant's incubation room, it would have made sense if one of those plants under the Tyrant's incubation room would have consumed Wesker, because that's where his body was after the Tyrant impaled him. We would see other enemies return as well, such as the Hunters. The enemies would mostly focus on these plant creatures though. The original Resident Evil also featured a lot of infected plants. The idea was abandoned due to the fact that it would slow down development of Resident Evil 2 and delay its release. And the idea for Resident Evil Dash was now scrapped. Sources say some of the ideas have made their way into other titles, one of those being the battle mode in Resident Evil 1 on the Sega Saturn. Other ideas show in Resident Evil 2 and Outbreak, as said earlier, seeing the plant creatures in the underground labs. This is a good concept for a game that took place between 1 and 2. As always, this has been the Vegas Plays, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm out.